Welcome back. Sports Talk here on Atlantic Television Network, and we'll get started straight away. We should be joined any moment soon by Epo Temple. Epo Temple, she's joining us via Zoom this hour. Epo, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here. Good morning.
Okay, and we'll get started. We'll start with basketball. The reigning champions of the Nigerian Premier Basketball League, Rivers Hoopers, has continued to strengthen their squad ahead of the Basketball League that is scheduled to come in just a few days from now. Peter Olisameka for season 5 is a sure bet for Rivers Hoopers. The other day we saw an additional player. Now Olisameka has joined again. He's not new to Rivers Hoopers, is he?
No, not. I think that's good. I really appreciate the way they are going about treating more players that have really elevated them to the level of admiration last season. These are some of the group of players, boosting the squad, and they were able to achieve what they did. The third place finish in the bar last season. So I think it's just for them to get back the they have also rejoined. Last week, Kevin Amado, and them resigning, Olisameka, which I think is very enough. So basically, if you look at it from that direction, this man has really posted. If you look at him, you know that he has a very strong record. A player that has averaged, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and having played 9 games for Kingsmen. So it tells you how consistent he's been and how good, he too has been. And I think that remember last year he recorded a double against a triple this year from last year to this, and so I think it's going to be a very good one. The way the band is shaped up this time around, the effort of these players will be really needed, and the combination between Semeka and Kevin Amayo will also help to challenge the squad maybe to a final finish this time around. But first off, they have to contend it in conference, qualify for the conference and the squad. So I think that they're going about it in the right direction, Mr. Terry.
What about Rivers Super strengthening the squad with 2 sound players, or do I say skillful players? The other day it was Kevin Amayo. Today it's Olisameka that is joined the team. Kevin Amayo combining with Olisameka, do you think that these 2 is enough? Last season we saw them have as many as 5 or 6 players, with a lot of foreign players joining. Foreign players, well, American and the likes. I mean, these players, they apply their shots outside of the country. Do you see more players being injected into the squad so that they can surpass their 3rd place finish last season?
No, I think so, and I think that this player is Kevin Amayo is one good player. He averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, and knows how to do some lovely stealing. So it's I'm not going to surprise. I think the way he's going about his activity, the way he plays in University is a player who is highly regarded and respected. So I think he will add and a blend between him to make is another thing altogether. So when you look at the average height too, which is another advantage. And I think that Texas United, because Hoopers need now, they need those players who can bring their A game. Great game, we expected to post maximum points, maximum rebounds, also help the team play. At some point in time, you need that team effort, and then you need individual brilliance. So everything put together. We saw how Amayo was last year when they picked the ticket from the national playoffs. And that was the kind of player the player to this was. Olisameka was one of the players who was showcasing his style. So I believe that if they can get those kind of players back, maybe add 1 or 2 additions. But when we see them flying, these players elevated them to a top place finish last year. Let's see if they can get to the final. And of course, the way the Dubai is structured now, this was that from the conference in Morocco. So it will not be business as usual. So they need to be at the A game, but then the team blend, the team synergy, will be elevated. And one thing I know for sure is that Kevin Amayo brings that exuberance. He brings that journey that will help the team. So I'm very optimistic that he can.
Kevin Amayo and of course Olisameka joining Rivers Hoopers ahead of the Basketball League in Africa. The experience, the expected that the both of them will bring their experience to bear on the squad, and I think two players is just not enough. We expect to see more foreign players join the squad because of the tasks ahead. River Supers need to win the basketball league that has entered into its fifth season now. Let's bring you some foreign basketball results. The NBA continues in the United States of America, and the early hours of this morning we saw Cleveland Cavaliers, beat Brooklyn Nets by 109 points to 104.5 points difference between the Cavaliers and the Nets from Brooklyn. Cleveland Cavaliers continue to make life unbearable for the other teams in their conference.
And that's how good they have been, if you look at the Eastern Conference, they have they've been posting, but they won 5 games so far this season. That also they've not just 10 games, and then you block on my you see how those 3 games, 3 games predict, in the regular season, they have averaged 846. I ask myself, the way Cleveland Cavaliers are going, and the way the likes of Ivan Mobley, the way Isaac Okoro, the Nigerian, of course, you recall, Jared Allen, and then Galatan. These are players. Galatan have been very consistent for the side, posting the maximum point. So I'm not surprised at all. I feel that if they should to put 2-3 players posting 20 points above a massive rebound. So I'm not surprised the way they're going. If you look at the point margin between them and the strong, you just know that they are in some cases. This is the same Cleveland Cavaliers that struggled, last season. Like I said, FPA can be very, very interesting because teams can be 5 at any time, and Cavaliers could be the season for me in the Eastern Conference.
It can be very interesting out there in the NBA, churning out results. Meanwhile, Cleveland, Detroit Pistons have taken out their counterparts from Washington, the Detroit from Washington. It ended 105 to 104 points in 104 points in that fixture, and we saw Milwaukee Bucks lose again. April, Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis Antetokounmpo continue to lose. What do you expect of them? This time around, it was 1 point difference between them and Indiana Pacers. How soon can we have Giannis Antetokounmpo rescue Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference?
For Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, it's kind of difficult, very difficult with the way things are happening. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he gets to post, if he's in his free form, you get to see the best from him. Like, for example, in this game, he was able to post 19 points and then have 17 rebounds. He has the highest rebound, between the both sides. The only player that came close was Pascal Siakam, who posted 12 rebounds. But then imagine that he was able to get maximum points. Whereas Pascal Siakam posted 25 points in this one to motivate his side to win against them. So I think that the moment he's not in his A game, now we can get maximum points. In fact, in his team, he was even a Brook Lopez that was able to get 23 points, and that's very flattering because we know Giannis when he's at his best, he goes at that. And when you get to see him do that on a regular basis, then you can be sure that they're in for something. So the moment is not getting those points back in. That's a problem already. And take a look at how it has affected our conference. Before they used to be, close, but they've been losing. They've been very inconsistent, and that has also made them. So far this season, they just come game. This is not the same way. They've won those 36 games. Yes, they've lost 28 games. So you put plus or minus the average win so far. You can see that they are not in the best of times. Somehow, they're still struggling. They're scared fourth in the conference. I know that Giannis need to be at their best, and that's why they say that sometimes the tree does not make the forest. So they need to get the best. Some other players who can stand them from. Apart from Giannis, I'm expecting something from the likes of Kuzuma, Lopez, but this player may not be as consistent as we get from Giannis. So I think that's where the putting line. But Giannis is at his best. So that players coming out also magic. But if he's not at his best, it's going to be difficult. The moral of the team somehow revolves around Giannis, and that's why the challenge with Milwaukee Bucks starts.
Indiana Pacers completely taking out Giannis Antetokounmpo's Milwaukee Bucks, and let's see, LA Clippers doesn't seem to be having a good time of recent. This time around, they've been taken out by New Orleans Pelicans, 127 points to 104 points. what is happening to the Lakers, I'm sorry, the Clippers from Los Angeles?
The Clippers themselves, I mean, they are not. Yeah, they're not really where we truly want them to be. Okay. But one thing I know for sure is that they can always come. They are seated eight so far in the conference. I look at the game today too. I mean, they won 2 days ago. They won that game. They won back to back. I think since weekend they won back to back. But somehow they've not been able to cope. But what are standing today, you need to give it to the New Orleans Pelicans. They lost the last game and they were able to come back, this particular one. And that was because we saw the likes of McCollum, doing the needful. We saw Stan Williamson also, showing strength, and then Murphy. These are the three guys that really troubled the Clippers today. I know that the likes of James Harden did a whole well to get the 5 points, but that 5 points was not enough to really stop the guys from, showcasing. It's the highest pointer in this particular encounter, but it wasn't enough because we saw the guys from Pelicans showcasing excellent form, and that's to be the magic. Well, can we put that was also fantastic, 29 points. I think that they need to be at a point very rosy in the first quarter. That seems to be their opportunity. They scored 51 points, led by the Pelicans, and so that's where they're playing because in the second, third, and fourth quarter they were fantastic, but they started very poorly. As we are why they lost that, and that 7 point was lost in the first quarter of that example.
Well, from basketball now, let's look at netball. And the game of netball is set to enjoy some massive development in the southwestern region of Nigeria. We understand this is coming after 50 participants started a coaching course aimed at improving netball here in Nigeria. This coaching course is taking place at the National Institute of Sports, Lagos, in collaboration with the Nigerian Netball Federation. Promises to turn out, coaches that will go fishing for netball players across the country of Nigeria. Now let's quickly go to football because we're running out of time. And talking about football this time around, ECHO attention seemed to have gone completely to the UEFA Champions League. Last night we saw some teams crash out and some qualify at the competition as well, but it is big. But first, before we get to football, I will just bring you one more story coming from tennis, and looks like there's a record set, EPO, in tennis, and of course the lady from Poland is in the eye of the storm.
Yeah, I mean, taking us away, Mr. Siri, this lady won it back to back, and she's in for another, final, and maybe 2 months will determine how far she can go because we still have some of the big ladies doing it so well, at that level. But I don't want to take anything away from Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek has been, the stage of all art. But it's expected. It's expected because when you look at the way it's go on in the Indian Wells, you not argue that she has what it takes. Ludmila Sasova is still in the mix in the quarterfinals. Vitolina is still in the mix. And that Jasmine Paulini is still in the mix. So you ask yourself, can Iga Swiatek get past these ladies and conquer again? Yes, it looks like the she has done it before, and obviously she can still do it. But I ask myself, the Coco Gauff is still there. Belinda Bencic is still there. Martin Key and maybe Donna Bencic. These are ladies that are still there. But I want to really appreciate her effort. She was able to just from Bamford that had distracted that game yesterday against herself and Caroline Muchova. Then she was able to just 7 minutes to us that lady and not just a single break point in the particular. And that tells you how fantastic she has been. So I look at it from the perspective that she might just go all the way to win it 3 times. She has won it consecutively 2 or twice. Can she go to win it? Her problem has not been to get to the semi-finals. Look at the way she does start the Australian Open. So I'm just thinking that this could be at an age where sometimes she gets distracted. But I'm hoping that this is a familiar terrain for her, and then she can go all the way, to get. And maybe against the Olympic champion, maybe she might have a problem there. But let's see how it all pans out. My challenge is her holding her own because this is not it is nothing she don't want. Sometimes this time last year, and since then we have not seen the best of her. China from America have been taking all the shine. Even with the Australian Open, they also think that she's good enough. She's not posting all that. So, but let's see if she can hold on, maybe to another hit at California.
Homeboy Tommy Paul of the United States of America sent out of the Indian Wells. It is Danny Medvedev who has taken him out. The Russian had a straight set win 6-1, 6-1. And we still have Carlos Alcaraz as well. There's Gregor Dimitrov as well in the Indian Wells. It looks like in the male category, the big names are really asserting themselves at the Indian Wells in California.
Yeah, for Indian Wells, they're not a very consistent player, but somehow he will have strong against on the ball. So the ball has the fans, side. So averagely, you expect that part to there. But his first set win is a good one for them. And I also think that it is because of the way things are going. When I say that, I mean that the players saw the big things, get to see them do so well. I was expecting that he go to Shelton is another player representing US. I was not surprised that he was able to all-star collection of yesterday. Like, Kachana has not been at the best of stars. So, one US out, one US in, one Russia out, one Russia in. Still, the battle continues. But Carlos Alcaraz is the one who understands that he got advantage to understand this. So, they have been back the wins the flower twice, and he do it again. He cannot start the bench of history. So, for me, there's a player I would need to look at is Carlos Alcaraz against others.
Carlos Alcaraz is the man to watch out for against others at the Indian Wells. We'll keep our fingers crossed. He crashed out, at I think quarterfinal stage of the last Grand Slam in Australia, and let's hope he can get any better. Now let's go to football. Extra time, he still remained at 1-1, so he went into penalties. Danny Nunes lost his own, and of course the second player again for Liverpool lost. So it was Paris Saint-Germain that scored all 3 or 4 of their kicks and ensuring that they qualify for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. Were you shocked, like most other fans last night, that Liverpool lost at home in the round of 16 at the UEFA Champions League?
Seriously, I'm not. I mean, the game of penalty is anyone's game, and I'm not surprised that in terms of the way Liverpool did their best. Then I think that because of doing PSG coming to the party early, and maybe PSG also showed some grit. Because at that point, Liverpool were very dogged. Traveling from home, they need to also show their fans that come on, at Anfield you cannot lose this game. At the Parc des Princes. So I think basically what we saw was Liverpool, getting into the last stage, and penalty shooter is nobody's business. It could turn, and I just prayed for them yesterday. Like I respected, this is their best game. They did all they could, and have shown that come on, they deserve to be champions of the English Premier League because they fight. They have this never give up character. But unfortunately, Luis Enrique and his boys laughed yesterday.
Well, you say congratulations to their opponents there. Liverpool, they have done their best. I think they have the league now to face, but Paris Saint-Germain, a qualifier, if you remember, they didn't really, they came through the back door, if you ask me, has now taken out those who, Liverpool that came first in the earlier rounds of it's really shocking. Yes, they came first in a very difficult league phase, and now a team that struggled to come from behind, yes, that's what I can say. They came from behind. Paris Saint-Germain has now sent the first place team in the new league format of the UEFA Champions League out of the competition. FC Barcelona qualified courtesy of their 3-1 win last night over Benfica, so they are into the quarterfinals as well. Bayern Leverkusen not lucky because playing at their own stadium, were beaten by Bayern Munich by 2-0, and so Bayer Leverkusen have scratched out while Bayern Munich is into the quarterfinals of this year's UEFA Champions League. Inter Milan are into the quarterfinals as well. They took out Feyenoord, on the night, beating Feyenoord by 2-1. Last night. So let's look at the features for today, and it promises to be very thrilling at the Emirates Stadium. PSV will visit the Emirates Stadium with a 7-1 deficit. Epo, can any miracle happen at Emirates Stadium tonight?
No, seriously, I don't think. I think it's unadopted. That game is unadopted. Even if I think that PSV will come up with a tactics of fighting for nothing. Okay, they're going to fight like they want to win the game, not because that will qualify them, but because they just want to show they have something to fight for. Okay, the pride reducing the deficit is just what they're going to fight for. But I don't see that capability. I mean, Arsenal have really suffered in some psychological thought because their thinking was to win the Premier League. But with the way it's going now, one English team is out. So that will be energize them to say, okay, come on, I know can win the UEFA Champions League. They may not be in the best 3 list of those two, but who said they cannot win it? That was for me, biggest fear was Liverpool. So I think that Arsenal will still go gun blazing tonight, but PSG will be fighting to reduce its complexity.
All right, Aston Villa have an encounter against Club Brugge tonight at their own stadium in England, and a winner of this fixture will have to come against Paris Saint-Germain. But a lot of people think that with 3-1 advantage, Aston Villa playing at home can get this one done and dusted. And I think there's yet another fixture tonight at the UEFA Champions League. There is Atletico Madrid up against their counterparts. Yes, Real Madrid as well. What do you expect of this fixture? It promises to be very thrilling. There's a slim advantage for Real Madrid in this fixture, but they are going to the home of Atletico, all in Madrid as well. Can the most famous team in UEFA Champions League, Real Madrid, shocked tonight at Atletico Madrid? They have a slim advantage going to this fixture.
So yeah, I can tell you that they took an easy one because for Madrid they will come out at their best. Ancelotti is known for this. They won't take anything easy. For Atletico Madrid, they do that again. They do Santander, and they want to pull everything. But they're going to play at their home, and they want them to put down. I will know how the atmosphere can be very intimidating. But Real Madrid are used to such an atmosphere that they go out. So I think they are poised for something. Don't be surprised that we're going to see Real Madrid going to the next round. I won't be surprised because we know that this is a compared trophy, and they are the defending champions. And know how to get this thing done. But let's see. I mean, one can make a whole lot. If Madrid gets to score today, I think it's gonna go.
Okay, that will be it for UEFA Champions League. We have to wrap up now because we've run out of time. Just 1 minute, Ekpo. The Super Eagles of Nigeria squad in ahead of the crucial World Cup and Nations Cup qualifier has been released. 23-man list. Is there any player that you are not seeing on that 23-man list? Because we know of the attack force of Victor Osimhen, of course, and the rest of them. Is there any player not on that list? Notably, there are 2 home-based players in this squad, Nagadro Sabako and, of course, goalkeeper for Remo Stars as well. I don't just want to argue with Chile. So I would just say that let's give him the benefit of doubt. At this point, we're yet to see how he goes about it. So maybe we just allow him to use it. Play. Yeah, for the defenders, injury concerns to also run about the team. I really wanted to see that boy. Aroka, I've forgotten his name. That's a player for me that just be missing in this particular one. I want to see him. Okay, he's even there. Solu Aroko, he's there. He plays for Genk in Belgium. So I think the list for me is done and done. Let's get to see what these players will do, to get the ticket from us. 2 players, do I say a new beast into squad that are inclusive of the players invited. But all is now set. I hope that match coming up on the 21st of this month, and I think another fixture on the 24th at the Gospel Private Stadium will determine to a large extent whether we will qualify for the World Cup. But it is a must-win fixture for us from Rwanda and back here in Nigeria against our other opponents. So we wish Eric Chill, the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the best of luck with his 23 players. A lot of people are thinking that maybe Musa should have been invited there, but yet he's been dropped from the squad. And that will be it for this edition of Sports Talk. We're sorry we came a little bit late behind schedule, technical issues, but all sorted out. We hope to bring you more programs here on Atlantic Television Network. Until then, remember, peace and unity are clearly pathways to progress. Always enjoy here on Atlantic Television Network.